Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's segment of Two Cares for Pets. We are joined with my dear friend, Dr. Jessica Zink, over at South Tulsa Veterinary Hospital. And we always like to say hi to our little friends. Who is this today?
This is Lance. Lance is an absolute doll. He's very, very sweet. He's a handsome boy. He's about a year old, and I guess they're thinking that he's maybe a Kelpie mix. He's kind of the perfect size.
He is a really good size. Like not too small, not too big at all.
Exactly. Yeah. He's young. He is sweet. You can tell that he's got a playful streak. He's a little shy at first, but he warms up and he's ready for his home.
He is, because he's a love bug. He's like at both of our feet. He wants the cuddles. He wants the attention. So if you're watching and you're thinking, I need a cuddle bug dog, this guy.
He's the one.
This guy is it.
Yep.
Let's talk about topics today. Kind of a difficult topic when you have to think about, especially maybe older dogs that have to deal with this, cancer. What do we need to know about just the basics with dogs with cancer?
So with cancer, nobody ever wants to hear, the big C word whenever they're talking about their dog or their cat. Well, so what are some things to consider with that? Well, there are certain breeds that are more prone to it. There are certain cancers that are more prone to certain species. And there are some things to kind of look out for and be aware of whenever we're considering those things. So, well, what do we start with? Breeds. Okay. Well, I think that most folks know that my absolute favorite breed is a golden retriever. Absolutely love them. Okay. They are super sweet, best energy ever. But they are very prone to certain cancers.
Really?
So things like hemangiosarcomas, other large and giant breeds like Rottweilers and Great Danes and Labs. Those are going to be, a lot more prone to bone cancers, things like that. Then you have things like boxers, pit bulls, those kinds of breeds. They're going to be very prone to certain types of skin cancers like mast cell tumors. And so, those are the kinds of things to be aware of whenever you're making decisions on what types of dogs that you're going to be bringing home. So obviously mutts, like the adorable little guy here, that's one way to sort of safeguard your future pet against some of the more common ones. There are also certain cancers that are a lot more common in cats. So things like lymphoma, it's a biggie in cats, especially if they've ever tested positive for things like feline leukemia. But those are the types of considerations that you really want to be aware of anytime you've got certain types of breeds, with certain types of species, and there are some things that you want to look out for in order to be, to kind of have them on your radar.
Is it species based, or is there anything we can do as owners to kind of prevent that from happening? Is it like diet, or is it exercise?
So I do think that a lot of folks really focus on diet as a preventative measure. And I mean, diet is important. Obviously, food is medicine, but I think that more importantly, making sure that your dog is on something that is complete and appropriate for their breed, their age, etc. That's critical. But I think that more importantly, just making sure that you are really diligent with your regular vet care, because your veterinarian is going to be skilled at letting you know about the risks that are present with certain breeds. They're going to know what kinds of things to look for in certain breeds. So if you've got an aging golden retriever, they're going to recommend regular labs. They're going to recommend regular abdominal ultrasounds, things like that, just to make sure that we're not worried about, splenic cancers and things like that are really common in that breed. If you've got a boxer and they have any sort of lump that pops up that's new, that's something you cannot sit on. You really have to go and make sure that gets checked out, because it's really easy to diagnose things like mast cell tumors and address those. So, just making sure that you're really diligent about making sure that if you have a breed that is prone to certain types of cancers, that you are staying up with their regular vet care.
That's smart.
Also things with kitties. I mean, as they age, and cats are very blessed in that regard. A lot of them do live for an exceptionally long time and may not have any symptoms of anything until they're, much, much older, which is a wonderful thing. But if all of a sudden, your kitty has started having a lot of gastrointestinal symptoms, and that's not really been a thing for them, or they've had, sort of gastrointestinal symptoms their whole lives, but now it's gotten much worse. Those are the kinds of things that you really want to make sure that your vet is aware of, because there are certain things that they may want to look for in order to, make sure that that's not on their radar.
I think it's important to note, too, that we are in November. We're approaching the holidays, and we have these sweet angels who are up for adoption. And when you think about, and you really critically think about what it means to own a pet, what it means financially, what it means for your time, there's so many factors that go into it. So I hope so many of you watching who feel like, oh, I'm going to get a dog for the kids or a kitty for the kids for Christmas. The goal is to not have them end up here. The goal is to have them in your home forever. So I hope we can talk about this more throughout the holidays, but just an important reminder, too, that these are lifelong decisions for them, too. And we hope that maybe Lance goes to a great home, but take care of your pets. Take care of your pets. And I know things are tight financially for a lot of us, so just factor that in, because when we're talking about routine vet visits, that's really important to keep in mind.
It is. Preventative is always less expensive than having to treat something after the fact.
Absolutely. Dr. Zink, thank you so much. If somebody wants to adopt this sweet angel, I know I call them all sweet angels, but he is beyond. So sweet. Go to our website, kjrh.com, and we'll post all the information there and post our full story. And you can see more adorable, cute little close-ups of our guy, Mr. Lance. All right, y'all, have a great day. We'll see you next time on Two Cares for Pets.